You may remember earlier this year I enlisted the help of the very lovely Nicola from All About the Outfit to help me plan this year's Make 9 because I wanted that high of success that I got when I did complete the 1 year that I did the Deer and Doe challenge. Thought bringing in an expert would be a good way to help me plan cohesively and actually do something that's achievable but also something that I'm excited about. And I ended up with a Make 18. If you haven't seen that video, I will link to it up there, also in the description down below. One of you lovely lot, the very lovely Gig Racer, suggested that I do a kind of like year in progress, how I'm getting on with that challenge. I thought it was a great idea, especially as I have some other huge projects that are going on in the background and that aren't quite ready to be released to the general public yet. So I thought I'd catch up and a look through how my Make 18 is going and possibly even a check-in on the Anaconda and Thesis collection video, which again is listed up here and in the description down below. It would be a good idea. So without any further waffling, let's have a look and see how I am doing. So far I have completed 5 things from that Make 9. The first is the jogging bottoms. I did do them out of the tan ponte as I said I would in the Anaconda and Thesis collection video, and I really like them. I think they're great, but it is a very muted colour and we all know that I do like very bright and vibrant colours. Now I can obviously wear it with some of my bright and vibrant coloured pieces, and that is something that I do, but I have gone back to the fabric room and purchased some of the Seafoam Ponte Roma so that I can make myself a nice bright blue set as well, which I'm very much looking forward to. So actually there will be multiples of this particular piece from the Make 9 made. Next up is the little McCalls shrug or cover up. It's pattern number 7829. I always get that wrong, but I will have a picture on screen for you. So far this year I've made 4 of those, one of which I'm wearing, 3 other ones you will be seeing in twirls on screen. I absolutely love all of them, have worn all of them, and I want to make more. Next up is something that I haven't made as yet. It is the Victory Patterns Jackie dress. They were going to be made up in scuba crepes that I was going to get from Fabric Styles, which is an absolutely gorgeous fabric, but I really am not enjoying wearing scuba at the moment for various reasons. I have got some beautiful cotton jerseys in my stash which are going to make amazing Victory Pattern Jackie dresses, so there are at least 2 of those coming, but that is going to be a little bit later on in the year when the weather isn't quite so hot. But again, as I say, it's raining today, although still 22 degrees, so you know, warm but miserable. Typical British summer. Next on the list is the McCalls 8145, and I have made one of those so far, but I do plan on making another couple. I really love this style of kind of sweatshirt. It's comfortable, it's warm, but it has kind of some interest. I love the collar on it, I love the big balloon sleeves with the fitted cuffs, and I love the fitted waist on it. The one that I've made was with the tan ponte that matches the jogging bottoms from earlier and some mushroom print French terry that I got from the Lily and Mimi closing down sale, and I absolutely love how that has come out, although again it is very muted. When I get around to cutting out my Seafoam ponte, I'm going to make myself at least probably one that is seafoam all over, but if I come across any French terry that I absolutely love the print of, I'm not ruling out buying myself another sort of 70 centimeters because that's all I need for that top. Next up is the Gable t-shirt, and this is kind of representing all of the t-shirts that I want to make. So far this year I have made 3 and I have plans for loads more, which is one of the large videos that I mentioned earlier. Whilst I've made 3 t-shirts, the only one of those is the Gable, which is what's pictured on this grid, so I'm giving myself a tick for that one, and it was out of this bright emerald green viscose jersey that I got from minerva.com. Next on the list is the McCalls 7319. I have at least 2 of those planned for this year, one in this blue and ivory checked viscose jersey that you can just see peeking out back there, which has worked its way into the Anaconda and Thesis collection. The other one that I'm planning on doing is the foliage canopy. I've got that fabric back here. I have enough of it for that dress and a t-shirt, so that is something else I'd really like to get done this year because the viscose jersey is very comfortable to wear, it's breathable. I love those jersey dresses, and I don't have very many jersey dresses in my wardrobe anymore because, as I say, I've gotten rid of all my scuba ones to friends and family. Next is actually a Vogue pattern as an illustration. It's meant to represent a t-shirt that I want to try. You all know about Bianca from The Closet Historian. She did some really interesting t-shirt manipulations last year, here with some asymmetric ruching details. And given how much I like the 7319, I thought having a play around with one of my basic t-shirts and adding in some of those details would be something that I would enjoy, something that I could show you guys how I have tried to attempt it, the kind of like iterations that I go through until I get something perfect. And I haven't quite got to that stage yet. I have altered my basic t-shirt pattern so that it has the neckline on that I want, but I need to do a mock-up of that one to make sure that it fits properly as is before I start messing around with it. Next up is leggings, and I haven't attempted them yet. I did try some yoga the other day, and it was yoga on the beach followed by a very lovely brunch at Finn's Cafe, and I really enjoyed it, and I would very much like to do some more yoga out and about. I do it at home, but I would like to go into classes to get better, hopefully. I have found some classes local to me, and that just means that obviously I need new workout wear, including leggings, and I really like this McCalls pattern leggings because of the kind of crossover V at the front. So whilst I'm terrified of them, I really do want to work up the courage to give those a go this year. So they haven't been done yet, but I still want to. And then the final thing is a Rigel Bomber Jacket. I wanted one to go with the jogging bottoms. I did have enough left of the tan ponte to do that. I love how it's turned out, but again, it's very subdued. I'm kind of thinking, do I take it apart so that I can hoop the back to put some embroidery on? Do I try and attach some pre-made embroidery motifs onto the back of it? Or do I just leave it as is, kind of wear it as a cover up in a cardigan, which is what I do with most of my Rigel Bomber jackets because I have 3 now. Having said that, I do have 5 meters of the Seafoam pontes. I'm hoping I'll be able to cut out another Rigel Bomber jacket out of that fabric, but I will learn my lesson and I'll do the embroidery ahead of time. Although that's going to be an experiment in and of itself, embroidering on a knit fabric, but there's ways of doing it. I can watch tutorials. I have a plethora of embroidery stabilizer to pick from, so it'll be a fun experiment, and I think it'll end up with a jacket that I really like because I do really like my tan one. I'm just not used to wearing solids, as you guys know. So my essentials make 9 is actually going quite well. 4 outstanding, but plans for all of them, and they're all still things that I want to make. So the planning side of things was definitely on point. I'm definitely very happy with the overall kind of like idea for the essentials make 9. I just need to pull my finger out and get a few more done, because I really want to say that I've done my make 18, and the Indulgent one is not looking as promising. I have made one piece from my Indulgent make 9, which I am currently wearing. It is the green denim skirt, and I went for rainbow bias binding on the inside of this one because I didn't line it in the end. I love how this has turned out, and it goes so well with this. The first 2 pieces are the 8577 and then the Vogue this shirt from the leftovers, and that is one of the larger projects that I have in mind because I have 5 meters of that beautiful rose fabric, and I've decided that I'm doing a zero waste challenge with it because it is just such a gorgeous fabric that I want to try and use every teeny tiny little last scrap of it, and I have ideas of how to do that, but it does mean that I need to film the entire process from start to finish of working on those projects, and I have run out of interfacing. I have ordered some interfacing, it's on its way from Australia, but I can't make either of those pieces until that interfacing arrives. So I've pivoted over to other dresses that I had planned that I have everything in stock for, but I'm really excited about the zero waste project. I think it's going to be really interesting. I can't wait to have at least the dress and the shirt and then all the other little bits and pieces I plan on making with that 5 meters of fabric. 4th thing on the list is the waistcoat. Now the waistcoat is another giant project that I am halfway through because it's something that I want to try drafting for myself from my sloper. As I say, halfway through, I'm getting there. I'm making up muslins or mock-ups at the moment to test the fit and the style lines that I have chosen. So far so good, I'm quite happy with them. I have quite a few fabrics set aside to turn into waistcoats, one of which is from the Anaconda and Thesis collection, the Bisau rayon wool suiting. I've also got some gold corduroy left over from the cardamom dress I did a couple of years ago. I've got some of the turquoise denim from the holstered skirt project, and I obviously have the leftovers from this green denim skirt that I did earlier this month. I am very excited about how this is going to come out because waistcoat projects, I love them. I love the aesthetic of them, and they also, because the pieces are so small, they don't, you can fit them in around the other large pattern pieces that I tend to favour. So that's why quite so many waistcoats got made, and now that I've made the effort to make one that actually works for me stylistically and size wise, I'm really excited to see how that project comes out. And I can't wait to share it with you guys as well. Next up is the green wool coating fabric that Mum bought for a project and then decided that she didn't like and very kindly gave to me. It's going to be a cropped jacket of some description. I've put the Angela Clayton jacket on the grid because I needed to pick a pattern for it, but I don't think I actually have enough of that fabric to make that jacket because the sleeves on that jacket are huge because they're leg of mutton sleeves, so they're very kind of like big pattern pieces. I'm not sure if I can buy any more of that fabric. It's from Dalston Mills, so if I can, I will list it in the description down below. I'm not sure I want to buy more either, so I need to work out some kind of cropped jacket that I can make from 2 meters out of that fabric. So it's not a completely solidified plan as yet, but we are getting there slowly but surely. Next up is some fabric that I got from the Goldhawk Road, and again I have a placeholder pattern on the grid for you to have a look at, but it's not necessarily going to be this so la-di-da pattern. As gorgeous as it is, I don't think it's quite right for me. I am planning on doing something like the KB Grace bodice with a tiered and gathered skirt with then an overshirt from the same kind of silk fabric because it is basically sheer. I think that would look amazing. I also want to try and find some beautiful velvet ribbon to put around all of the tiers and possibly even on the bodice if I pluck up the courage to make something that isn't the KB Grace dress but looks sort of like it. There's this company that I follow on both TikTok and Instagram, and I will try and put up some of their images here. I absolutely love how they pick out the seaming detail on their pieces with different either ribbons or trims and things like that. So I'm thinking something along the lines of that sort of thing for this fabric, and it could possibly end up being my dressmaker's ball dress, although I do have another plan in mind of something that I really want to try, except I do need to go to the Goldhawk Road if I want to try that because I need to get more of a specific fabric that I have some of currently and some of the perfectly coloured silk, and it would be a very expensive trip to the Goldhawk Road, but I do think it will be a beautiful dress. But that one needs to have a mock-up made for it to see how that goes. So yeah, that one, if it doesn't end up being my dressmaker's ball dress, it'll probably end up being a Christmas dress for me because I absolutely love that fabric and I really want to get it made up. And then the final 3 are dresses that I'm really excited about. The first one is the McCalls 7974, so we know that I love that dress. The dress fits me. I can make that one up really quickly. I have, I think, 8 of them now, but I'm really excited to work with the border print fabric that you can see in the picture here. I have plans of the certain placements that I want to do with that border print. I did pick up a couple of border prints from the textile centre earlier this year, which I think I'm going to experiment with because I have a couple of ideas that I would like to test out before I cut into my super precious irreplaceable fabric that I got from Stitch Fabrics. But that one definitely is coming, but it's going to be a long sleeved dress, so it's definitely more autumn winter appropriate. Next up is my leftover goldfish fabric. I'm so glad that I have enough left to attempt the 5951. Again, it's a straight fabric, so cutting that out is going to be an act of precision, but I am willing to try and do that. I may even go down the calico pattern route. I really liked that method for cutting out the silk twill that you saw in the working with slippery fabrics video. I'll link to it up here and in the description down below. Cutting out something like a viscose that has got a very definite stripe that you need to be perfectly on grain. I think the calico pattern method might work quite well for that. Whilst the calico pattern method is great, it is expensive because obviously calico is not inexpensive by itself, £4 to £5 per meter. So it's not something that you want to be doing every pattern in, but if you have a pattern that's tried and true like the 5951 that you do like cutting out of slippery fabrics like viscose, that's a good candidate for a calico pattern in my opinion. I have got about 5 or 6 viscoses over here that are destined to be that dress, so it probably would be a good idea to make myself a calico pattern for the 5951. Not made yet, but it will be made by the end of this year. And the very last one on the Make 18 is this vintage simplicity dress from a gorgeous fabric that the very lovely Anna gave me, and some solid fabric that goes really well with it. I'm so excited about trying this dress. I will need to completely trace off the pattern because it is a vintage pattern and I don't want to cut into it, especially as it's not quite the right size for me, and I want to make some tweaks. I want to make the sleeves far more voluminous. I want to make it longer so that it works for me, and I'm also going to move the position of the ties on that dress. I have been very much enjoying looking and trawling through Vinted. I have a love affair with Irregular Choice shoes, if you guys didn't know, and I came across this pair that actually works so well with that fabric, so I already have the shoes to go with it. So that dress is getting made. It's just going to be a question of, does it get made this year? And the answer is yes, because I really want to do a video at the end of this year with another like, yay, I did it thumbnail and title, and be able to show you guys all 18 pieces that I have made from this planning session that I did with Nicola at the end of last year, beginning of this year. Can't remember which one it was now. So I don't think I'm doing too badly with the Make 18 project. 6 done, so I still have 12 pieces left, but some of them are jersey pieces that should be quite quick. Some of them are projects that are underway and halfway through, and the other ones are projects that I have made many times before, and I'm just waiting on the correct kind of like interfacing or lining fabric to come in. So whilst I'm maybe not as far along as I wish I was, I am still very happy with the progress that I've made and very happy with all of the pieces that I've made. And even if I don't get them done by the end of the year, they are projects that will get done at some point because they are just absolutely gorgeous and perfect for me and this type of things that I like to wear. I also mentioned the Anaconda and Thesis collection that I am working on. I stupidly said that was going to take me 3 months, and I've been dipping in and out of it for the entirety of the year. We're almost at August, so 7 months, nearly 8 months in. I have got all of the yellow, green and tan section cut out and majority of it made. I have a few projects that are sitting next to me that still need to be sewn up, but the majority of that part is made. What I have left is all the blue part of the collection, so technically it's 2 collections that will merge really get well together, so I'm half complete, right? But these fabrics are all heavier weight. There's some brushed cotton in there, there's some denim, there are a couple of viscoses. These to me kind of do read more autumn winter appropriate or cooler weather appropriate. How many times have I mentioned that it's raining today? At least 3. It is raining, but it is summer in the UK, so I have postpone these ones till it cools down a little bit because I'm so excited about making that brushed cotton fabric up into a shirt. I think it's going to be awesome, and then the denim skirts and stuff, I think it's going to look absolutely amazing with just these pieces together, but then also, as I say, fed it into the green, yellow, tan and ivory pieces that I've been making so far this year. So whilst the Anaconda and Thesis collection is underway and about halfway through, it definitely took way more and will take way more than 3 months to complete. It's going to be an ongoing project over the whole of the year, but I'm kind of enjoying that because it is huge. There are a lot of clothes in there, and it's something that I have been planning for such a long time that I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing with each of the fabrics, especially the precious ones that I can't replace. If you want to see how the pieces are coming along, check out the lookbooks that I've been putting up this year, because all of the individual pieces have been featured in those lookbooks, and as I say, I'm really happy, I think with 95% of them. There's a couple of things that I'm maybe not so pleased about, but I think that's more about the fabric than it is the style that I chose and the colour of the fabric. I'm definitely realising that bright fabrics are what make me happy. How are you getting on with your Make 9s? Have you been overly ambitious like me and done a Make 18? Have you completed yours? Are you even anywhere close? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, you might want to check out this one here.